Hi, Lenore here, and I've heard from a few of you that Chapter 1 and all that vocabulary is stressing you out. So I've chosen problem 1-22, and it's on page 54 of your textbook. So the best thing now is to kind of just watch and then replay it and take notes. So I've chose this problem because it uses all the new vocabulary and relates it to each other. So we need to know all these terms. So I rewrote them as I said. So total sales are 120,000. That's given. The company's direct labor cost is 15, which represents 30% of its total conversion cost. Let's go ahead and calculate that. So here's the 15,000. Now you want to divide. So now we know that total conversion cost is $50,000. So I'm just going to highlight the bottom here where I've put conversion costs equals direct labor plus manufacturing overhead. Those are just little notes for you. So let's see what else we have. So it represents 30% of total conversion and 40% of its total prime cost. So here's the prime cost. So if it's 40% of the prime cost, now we're going to take the direct labor and divide it by the 40%. So now we know that prime cost is $37,500. So I'm going to put that down here. And you'll notice that I have a couple of kind of algebraic equations. And this will help us determine the first one. If conversion cost equals direct labor plus manufacturing overhead, then our manufacturing overhead would equal the conversion cost less direct labor. So we have direct labor, which if you remember is the 15,000. So if we were to calculate the manufacturing overhead, we'd start with our 50 and then subtract. So now we know that our manufacturing overhead is 35,000. So I'm going to put here on the side for you 50 less 15, which represents that equation. So our manufacturing overhead is 35,000. Okay, so we've answered the first one. Now let's go back. Its total selling and administrative is 18,000. So that's given, so I put that right there for you. And only the variable selling and administrative is sales commission. So sales commission is the total variable selling and administration. The rest is going to be fixed. So it says here that this variable selling and administrative expense is 5% of sales. So here we're going to take the 120, which is total sales, and now we're going to multiply it by 5%. So now we know what our total variable selling and administrative is, which represents our sales commission. And we finish it off by saying there's no beginning or ending inventory. Okay, so let's finish this up. Number 2 is, what is the total direct materials cost? Well, we know that the prime cost is equal to direct materials plus direct labor. So if we know what the prime cost is, we can actually take that amount, subtract direct labor, and now we know that direct materials are 22,500. So I'll write it on the side for you, 37.5, and these are all K, minus 15. So that's the answer to number 2. Direct materials is 22,500. The last part is what is total manufacturing cost. So here that is direct labor, which we just calculated. So let me just put that here. Whoops. Actually, direct labor is the 15 plus direct labor, direct materials, plus manufacturing overhead. So now we know that the total manufacturing cost is 72,500. So this is the end of part 1. Lenore out.